everyone. Okay, so to give us this brain food that Asanka mentioned, we have Mani Anchan, who is an author, a haptech entrepreneur, a former pro athlete, researcher, and an alum of Harvard Business School and Columbia. He also wanted me to specifically mention that he's also a dog dad, so that's important too.
Okinawa には生きがいという言葉があります。毎朝起きる原動力を与えてくれるものだと思います。
目覚ましい本当に遠くに投げ捨てようかなと思う時もあるんだけど、我慢して自分のお尻に鞭を打って起きて走りに行きます。
踊りの竜舞道場に通っている生徒たちの成長を見るため。
そうですね、私の生きがいは、いつも馬に会いに行くために、仕事をしに行きながら、責任を持って人とも馬とも接していっていますね。
お客さんがね、喜んでもらえたら一番嬉しいんだけど、
いや、自分には兄弟もいないし、この孫たちがたくさんいて、たまには孫たちが寄ってくるさね。もう本当これが生きがいである。
世界チャンピオンになりたいんだって、俺はなるんだって、家族のために、チームのために、自分自身のためにということが生きがいですね。
家族があったり友達がいたりいて、みんなに助けられてこいつのために助けたいとか、それを国も思わずできたり、仕事も目標があってそれに対しての勉強や努力は全然疲れない、苦にならない現状のことじゃないですかね。一日楽しむために起きてます。
沖縄では、ハッピー毎日が、幸せであればそれで生きがい。
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. So, what came to your mind when you saw this film? What is the first thought that comes to your mind? Purpose. Anyone else? Happiness. Anyone else? Sorry? Harmony, yeah. So where does Ikigai come from? No, Japan is the obvious answer. Where in Japan? Where in Okinawa? That would have got the signed copy of my book. But there are two books. We'll keep it very interactive. Ogimi, it's 950 miles from Tokyo. It's a cluster of islands. It's the #1 blue zone in the world. Everyone knows what's a blue zone? Anyone? Blue zone, there are 5 places on the planet where people live the longest. Ogimi is one. Icaria in Greece, Sardinia in Italy, Nicaragua in Costa Rica, and Loma near California. Linda Loma in California. So what's so special about blue zones? Can someone tell me? What's so special? People live happy and long lives. What's the average age of women in Okinawa? So maximum number of people who live to 100 and beyond come from Okinawa. That's not the average. Average will be lower than 100. So what's the average age of women in Ogimi? 92. 92, okay. What's the average age of men in Ogimi? Less. 84. So why are men dying 9% earlier than women in Ogimi? It's a very serious scientific question. Why are men dying earlier? It's the same air they breathe, the same food, they have the same teeth, tofu, whatever you call. Why are men dying earlier? And it's a very serious question. Why do you think men die earlier in Ogimi? And I think globally men die earlier than women. Globally, if you look at it. But in Okinawa, it's 9%. It's a lot of difference. Anyone? women have more purpose. Men don't have purpose, looks like in the room. No, I'm talking of Okinawa, right? Okay. Men have pressure. Why are men dying earlier? And it's a very serious thing to all the men in this room. It applies to all of us. Why are men dying earlier? I mean, there's a word that I'm looking for. Stress. Okay. So there are two important things in life. The two most important things in life, what are they? Meaning and emotion. What's the meaning you derive from a circumstance, a conversation, and what's the emotion you display? Men do not emote, and that's a problem. When we do not emote, we bottle up the emotions, and what happens? One day it either leads to suicide or, just severe heart attack or something like that. So to all the men in this room, do you know that men commit suicide 3 times more than women in the world? That's an alarming number. For every one woman who commits suicide, there are 3 men globally committing suicides. And it's a number for all of you to know. And the reason is we are not emoting. Why are women living longer? And generally, it's a word that starts with R. Resilience. Women are much more resilient. Women can multitask better. I don't know if, okay. How many times have you heard that my dad, I'll just flip it around. How many times have you heard from someone who's saying that my mom was a drunkard? No. But how many times you've heard that my dad was a drunkard? So the problem is that we take substance abuse. Men go to substance abuse. Women don't. Women have a better ecosystem of surviving and thriving. So that's the science I want to get into. That's the number. And we will briefly talk about the 10 principles of Ikigai. I will explain the scoring. Did every one of you did the scoring on the group? There was a small, yeah? So I'll explain that. Let's, give me the clicker. Clicker. Yeah, so it's here. Okay, so everyone has done this. I'm going to decode it later, but anyone has not done it, you could open your phone and just do the scoring. This essentially is a happiness quotient assessment. You can use it for yourself, your family, your partner, whenever you want. So it measures the top 10 principles of happiness, longevity. So we'll come back to it in the interest of time. So this is a Venn diagram broadly explaining Ikigai. So if you see there are 4 circles, your passion, mission, vocation, profession. The intersection of what you're good at and what you love doing is called passion. I won't take you all of it, but when you're only stuck between those two, there's satisfaction but feeling of uselessness. When you're stuck between what you love doing and what the world needs, there's joy and fullness but no wealth. Similarly, excitement but sense of uncertainty. And finally, your profession and your vocation is comfortable but feeling of emptiness. A lot of us feel that in a corporate life. The sweet spot is called the Ikigai. A lot of us discover the Ikigai too late. Some of us don't discover the Ikigai. And some of us discover it at an early age, which is great. What is the literal translation of the word Ikigai? Literal translation of the word. Does anyone know, or has anyone read the book by Morales and Hector Garcia? Has anyone read the book, Ikigai? Not yet? Okay, okay. So what's... Okay, there was a chocolate for that, but I'll give it to you later. So the literal translation is your reason of being. Why do we wake up in the morning? If we do not have a reason of being, we are not going to wake up, or we're going to wake up late and we're going to watch Netflix, we're going to have burgers and destroy ourselves. It's very important to have an Ikigai, and Ikigai changes from time to time. Your Ikigai in college could be something, when you're in a relationship could be something, when you're married could be something, when you have grandchildren could be, so it changes from time to time. But it's always important to have Ikigai. I'll send soft copies of this, so I'll send you some good reading material. So it's very, very important. It is proven that people who have Ikigai live longer, at least 7-8 years versus somebody who doesn't have it. And as I mentioned, in Okinawa, 92 and 84. And the maximum number of people who live to 100 and beyond come from that particular place. I will decode that for you. These are the top 10 principles of Ikigai. The first one is taking it slow. It's very, very important to take a break. We are not wired to be running at 100-meter speed like Usain Bolt all day. You have to have your de-stressors. You have to have micro breaks. Finding your passion. Has anyone read the book Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl? Yeah, you have. So it's very important, as he says, all of us have a particular passion and purpose. If we do not know what it is, it's our duty to find that out. So Candy, I can see that you're driven by education. So, I mean, I'm sure that all bright minds here. So it's very important to work and hone our craft. Money and happiness, I think yesterday or day before I was hearing a conversation that retirement age must be pushed up from 60 to 70, but then it puts a pressure on the government exchequer. In Okinawa, there is no retirement age. You're working till 100, you're working till 90, you're working till 85 because you feel good. It's not about money. You had a question, Anjali? Okay. So it's very important for us, even after our formal profession ends as a professor or whatever it is, we must find something that we can push from 60 to 90. It could be teaching, it could be dancing, it could be whatever. It's not about the money, but you need to have a purpose. And to go back to it, ask your 9-year-old version what gave you the most joy as a 9-year-old or an 8-year-old. If it was dancing, go back to that thing. If it was playing tennis, go back to that thing. If it was painting, go back to it and start doing it now. Don't wait till you're 60 or 80. That's not going to come. So, and retirement is a Western concept. So earlier, our great-grandfathers didn't have any retirement age. And they were very happy. And if you see them, they were very lean. They ate right. They slept on time. So retirement, there should not be a concept of retirement. You should follow your passion. Harachi Boomai. So how many of you want to lose weight in this room? Yeah, I think we have a fair number. So Harachi Boomai is part of the 2,500-year-old philosophy. It basically means you eat up to your 80% full. So whenever you have a meal, eat up to 80% full. So when they sit down to eat, they say this as an affirmation 5 times before they eat. Harachi Boomai. So they say this 5 times, and they always stop at 80%. Why do you think they stop at 80%? What are the reasons to stop at 80%? Scientific and non-scientific. Anyone? Anyone wants to give a try? Why stop at 80%? Yeah, sir. Yes. So you need to give 20% space for the dietary fluids and the acids to function. Like if you make a barbecue and you overstuff the coal, it's not going to burn. Number 2, the gut takes some time to transmit the signal to the brain that we are full. So there's a delayed transmission. And number 3, my personal favorite, you must always have fire in the belly for the next meal. As true in life. You must have fire in the belly. Because if you eat a full biryani at 2, you're not going to eat anything till 10 in the night. That means you're not going to sleep right, and you're going to have indigestion problems in the morning. So always leave something for the next meal. Movement. So if you follow this, I can guarantee you in 90 days, you're going to lose 10% body fat. I won't talk about weight. Weight is not the measure. You must measure your body fat. Even a cancer patient loses weight. You don't want that, right? So it's the body fat that's important. The body fat inhibits your organs from functioning. If you're at 20%, then say I must come at 18%. Example. That's a measure. So if you do this, I can promise you in 90 days, you'll see that transformation. And I follow it. I can tell you, and I know people who we teach follow it. It's really good. NEN is basically movement. How many of you do 30 minutes of exercise every day? Not too many, probably 30% in the room. If you exercise 4 hours a week, you add 7 years to your life. So we are 270 days away from New Year's. If you give yourself 270 days of fitness, you're preparing like an Olympic athlete. If you do this for the next 270 days, the next 4 years will thank you. And all you need to do is 30 minutes a day. It can be high intensity, it can be walking, it can be tennis, it can be badminton, it can be climbing stairs, cycling, anything. It's not gym. It's about movement. Why do you think in the houses in Japan or the villages have low seating and very minimal furniture? Do you know what's the reason? Low seating and minimal furniture. Why is that? Very minimal furniture and low seating in Okinawa, example. Why do you think they do it? So they do on an average 17 squats on a day. American average is 3. Number two, minimal furniture means you walk more. There's a lot of movement. So if you can adopt simple tactics like that. So similarly in Sardinia in Italy, which is another blue zone, it's on a mountain top. So your best friend probably lives 100 meters away, upward. So they're climbing 5 times a day, so the heart is functioning better. So very simple techniques is about movement. Incorporate 30 minutes in a day. That's all you need to do. Friendship. How many of you love road trips with your partner or your friends? Partner or friend? Road trips with a partner or a friend? No, which one? It's either or. Partner? How many of you prefer road trips with friends? Oh, your wife is going to kill you. We had a lunch conversation. She's right behind. So for men, okay, so I'm going to ask a fun question. What makes a man happy? I'm going to ask a fun question related to mental health. Wife. Ask around, maybe you won't get that answer. That's what the wives want to know. What makes a man happy? Yeah? Sir? A dog? True, but a little better. Because the topic is about a man wants to hear his friend's voice. Research shows if a man hangs out twice a week with his friends, he will live longer and happier. So it's related to mental health. So a funny one, what makes a woman happy? Sorry? What makes a woman happy?
Very fun answer, shopping.
No, this is a serious answer. This is a serious one. But again, related to mental health. So anyone, what's your name? Fazina, what makes a woman happy? What makes you happy?
I would say my friends too.
Okay. So for a woman to be happy, she wants her voice to be heard. Right? From a partner, firstly, a woman always says, my partner should listen to me. Right? Number one. And obviously, your voice to be heard by society. What makes a woman truly happy? Anyway, and any woman can try this. No? What makes a woman truly happy? With relation to a partner. So the clue is that I truly happy. Happy home. What makes a woman truly happy is a man with no voice and no vice. In an idealistic world. But if you ask a real woman, she wants a man with a voice and some amount of vice. True? Okay. And what you mentioned what makes a dog happy? Sir, you said a dog. So what makes a dog happy?
His master's voice.
Absolutely. Master or madam's voice, whatever. So very, very simple. For a man, serious thing, hang out 2 times a week. If you're not doing it, incorporate that in your ritual. Woman, even God doesn't know what makes a woman happy. So let's not try to go there. Just hear them out 10 minutes in a day, that's all. So friendship is very important. Moe is a concept in Okinawa where you're friends from school up to your death. So that's a group of 5 friends who help you emotionally, financially, spiritually. So imagine having a school friend till your death time. So it's a very strong circle. So I would advise you to at least have 3 to 4 good friends. Smile, I think. How many of you smile at strangers? It's good to smile at strangers because you never know that smile probably saved that day for the stranger. Smiling is very important. As adults, we stop smiling. As a baby, we smile 300 times. As an adult, we smile less than 10 times globally, if you take the average. Look and think about how many times in a day do you smile. You have to incorporate ways to have awe moments. How many of you spend time in nature? I know Sri Lanka is a great place. At least 2 times a trek or a hike in a year. Where do we get our best ideas? Is it in the boardroom or is it in nature? In the ocean or a mountaintop. So it's very important. Men are not designed to be kept in a 3x3, whatever, corner suit office. We are designed to go out. We started as cavemen. How many of you write a gratitude prayer? Every day. 1, I know. 2, 3, 4. Like a gratitude journal. You maintain a gratitude journal? Brilliant. So at home, I maintain a gratitude jar. The glass jar. And I drop a weekly note, and me and my son open it at the end of the year, and we celebrate the year. So we have 52 reasons to celebrate the year. It's very, very powerful, having a gratitude jar, or a gratitude diary. Mindfulness, Power of Now. Who's read Eckhart Tolle? Power of Now? Well, Anjali, it looks like you're the only person reading in this room. You're welcome in my library. Okay, so what is the past? What is the past? What is the past? Mystery, history, right? What's the future? What's the present? It's an opportunity, a gift to write your own beautiful story. If you can start programming your mind to live 80% in the present, you'll be sorted. A lot of us are not, especially the younger generation. We're suffering from anxiety, either worrying about the past or worrying about the future, which we don't have control on. Just live in the moment. This is the 9 power habits of the blue zoners. I just want to, Candy, do I have 20 or 15? This is set on 15. 5 more. Okay. So movement, I talked about movement. I'm going to give you this presentation. Keep moving daily, movement. Purpose, we talked about, all of them have a purpose. Downshift, so have a routine every day that reduces your stress. Write poetry, dance for 5 minutes, go on the terrace and shout, whatever it takes, but downshift. 80% rule we spoke about. Have faith. I think, again, over lunch we were having this conversation. A lot of young people do not have faith. Having faith is very important. Serving the community is very important. Plant-based diet, earlier Rex was talking about it. Eat as much as you can naturally. Putting loved ones first. So you must take care of your elderly parents, your grandparents, etc. Because you don't take care of them, your children won't take care of you. It's very simple. Treat them as God. Put them on a pedestal. Wine, they have a glass of wine, most of them. Every day, 1 glass, not a bottle, please. 1 glass is good. And find your tribe. It's very important. If you hang out with 5 idiots, what do you become? The 6th idiot. If you hang out with 5 inspiring friends, people, what do you become? The 6th inspiring. So please do a friends audit every few years. So if you have 5 friends, rate them on 1 to 20, total 100. If you're at 80, you're in a good space. If you're at 50, it means you've outgrown your friends. So always hang out with a banker, maybe a fitness guy, maybe a spiritual guy to absorb the best from 5 different people. You hang out with 5 bankers, it'll be very boring. So hang out with 5 different people. Sorry? Sorry? She's a banker. No, I said 1 banker. 1 banker. 1 banker, 1 lawyer, 1, choose what you want to be good at. So have you heard of the power of 100? Anyone's heard the power of 100? If you spend 18 minutes in a day for a year, that basically means 100 hours of learning, you become better than 95% of the world in that particular thing. Now you've got to select what you want to be better at. All it takes is 18 minutes a day. 100 hours of deep learning puts you above 95% of the world in that particular skill. So I leave that for you to decide for 2024. What is the size of loss from mental health to the global economy? I mean, this is like 103 trillion for last year, global economy. Do you know what's the loss from mental health to the global economy? Anyone wants to try a number? How much do you think it is? Anyone? The banker. You want to try? 103 is the global. So what is the loss from mental health to the global economy? Anyone wants to try? It's close to 3.5 trillion. It's a big number, 3.5 trillion. US itself is 1 trillion. It's a massive number. People don't talk about it. How many people died in COVID till now? Do you know it's 7 million? How many people die with mental health issues every year? It's 8 million. Now, please think about the extent, how big this animal is. 1 in 8 people in the world are suffering from mental health. 800,000 or 0.8 million people die with suicide. So in the 20 minutes, 13 people globally have died. So think about it. And the maximum number of people who are committing suicide are between 15 and 29. So if you have young children or young friends between 15 and 29, they need to be nurtured the most. That's the most susceptible. These are the habits of top elite performers in the world. CEOs, sportsmen, whatever you want to call, politicians, top guys. This is what they do on a daily basis. I don't know if I do a quick audit, how many of you do how many in a day? 4, 5? Is anyone doing 10 on 10 here? So fitness, meditation, reading, journaling, connect, learning, taking care of finance, family, minimalism, and sleeping right. They do this 10 on 10 every day, the elite performers. Now, from here, think of one thing that you want to do this year. Is there one habit that you want to pick up? And I would urge all of you to go on fitness. If you focus on your fitness, everything else becomes better because you're sharper in your mind, you're sharper in your body, your thoughts, your relationships will thrive, everything. So focus on fitness. That's all it takes. You want to live long, focus on fitness, do not focus on money. You're not fit, you're not getting money. You're not getting any woman, you're not getting any partner because you're not fit. Your friends would not want to hang out with you because you're not fit. Your children won't want to play tennis with you because you're not fit. So fitness is the highest form of wealth. So just take one of it. And this is a habit tracker template which they use. I will share it. This is basically listing down the 10 habits on the habit, and every day signing off how much you did. So you take April and you say 1 to 30, the 10 habits you want to incorporate. Pick up one habit per quarter. So if you're doing 4 things already, you want to pick up 4 more for the year. Every quarter, add 1. You cannot add 8 in a day. That's not going to be possible. So this is a habit tracker template. I don't know how many of you have read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. 1, 2. It's the book of the century for me. Please buy it. And please read it, reread it. It's the most amazing book. Very basic, Atomic Habits. The final one, the scoring. How many of you are 80 and above? 80 and above. Anyone scored 80 and above? There was Madhu, but I don't see Madhu. Madhu told me he was 81. Did you score 80? So you're in the blue zone, so you're in a very good space. Between 60 and 80, you're in the yellow zone, and that's how you start. So ideally, everyone should be on the higher end of the yellow zones. You must be scoring 70 above. And when you're at 80, you must sustain it. It doesn't mean you're 80 forever. You could drop down due to a circumstance. So this is basically the scoring mechanism. Some of the TED Talks I've done, some of my books about me. If any questions, I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you. Okay. I was a very successful banker. Corner office, etc. All the perks, sports car. 2013 to 2017, I went through a series of low points, which today I call my high points. So my partner said she's not in love with me anymore. I lost my dad in 2015. Yesterday was his birthday. He would have been 90, but he wasn't well. Then I lost my first pet dog in 2016. Then my son, who was very young, moved back to India post the divorce. So those 4 years were very cathartic. And that really made me question my larger purpose in life. So I quit banking, and I went to Bhutan in 2019 to study the GNH index. Sri Lanka has a very special place in my heart because it was where me and my son did a road trip in 2019, visited monasteries, Nepal, Golden Temple, and that's where my moment of epiphany came at the Golden Temple. I called up my mentor, and I said, this is what I want to do. And then the pandemic highlighted the need for mental health. So that's why I quit banking to do what I do now. And I've never been happier. So thank you so much. Oh, so yeah.
Share what happened when you had your biggest disappointment, Mount Everest.
I didn't climb Mount Everest. I did Kilimanjaro.
Yes, what happened?
It was not a disappointment. You want me to share the experience? Is that what you're saying?
Remember you were supposed to go up to the base camp and something happened?
No. I climbed.
What happened with Kilimanjaro?
No, so my journey actually started in, it was Feb 14th, 2013. That's when I summited Kilimanjaro. And that's where my partner started having an affair with a friend of mine. So that's the journey that started. It ended in Bhutan in 2019. So it was a 7-year journey from year to year. That's what happened. So, no, thank you so much. Thank you. All right.
Thank you for coming and thank you for presenting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. So, Candy, where's Candy? Candy, thank you so much for your hospitality. I hope you're comfortable here.
Fantastic.
We are taking a lot of measures to make you comfortable. Prashant and Saju, thanks a lot. And Anjali, thank you for your support.